Hello everyone, welcome to EduTap. So today I have with me another officer who has been selected as SEBI Grade A officer. So Mr. Pranjal Bansal, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks a lot, man. Pleasure is all mine.
So guys, I'll just like to tell you a very interesting fact and few things about Pranjal so that we can start with his interview and you will be happy to know all those things. So Mr. Pranjal is just 23 years old. He has done his CA in first attempt at the age of 21. Then he has worked at EY, and then finally, this was his first government examination, government competitive examination, where he has got selected at the age of 23. Pranjal will be now working at SEBI. So, a big achievement, Pranjal, this is.
Yes, ma'am. Thanks a lot once again.
So, see, brief introduction I've given, but we would like to hear your own story from you. How did it all start?
Sure. I'm a BCom graduate. I started doing my BCom in year 2014 and then completed in 2017. Simultaneously, I was doing my chartered accountancy course. I did my chartered accountancy in November 2018. Thereafter, I got an opportunity to work with the tax practice of Ernst& Young, EY, LLP. So I worked there for around 1.5 years. Then for some reasons I had to leave. I had to take sabbatical from my job, and I started preparing for different government examinations, not for SEBI per se. But later in the meanwhile, I came across this vacancy, SEBI, and then started preparing for it. And now here I am giving interview to
Right.
Ritika ma'am and as a grade A officer.
So I would say yes, this is history, Pranjal. You like took a sabbatical, started preparing, and in your first attempt of examination, you got selected. That also in such a coveted job. So see, when you are selected, Pranjal, at such a young age, there are many expectations. The expectations are then the bar is higher that this person is really gonna um, up the ladder in the organization itself.
Right.
So we wish you all the best for that. Okay, we are really happy to
Thanks a
have you
lot.
today. So let's start with your preparation strategy. So
Right.
first of all, I would like you to like give me one answer before we start. Pranjal, you have done CA, okay? You had the background
Right.
of SEBI examination, but do you think that CAs have an edge or have an advantage over other qualification holders, especially engineers, we can say?
So I do not personally think that we have any upper edge being a chartered accountant or a finance background person. I think the very fact that SEBI provides opportunity to engineer, a law graduate or any other master degree graduate in a way proves that we all are at par. We do have equal opportunities. It's just that we have to prepare full heartedly. It's a continuous journey. And it all the results for 2018 also proves that we do not have any upper edge because I think 70 odd engineers were selected and only two chartered were selected. So this proves that we all are at equal stage. We have got the opportunity to prove ourselves, showcase our talent, and here we all are. This year as well, equal number of engineers and chartered are selected. So nobody has an upper edge, nobody is biased. They are welcoming every professional, every engineer, law graduate with full heart.
Right. So basically, it is about the input, the effort you put in, right? As you said earlier,
Right,
also.
right, right.
So, guys, I would say on a very beautiful note, we are gonna start because a selected officer, okay, who has the background, is telling you that it is about your hard work, guys. It is how much effort you are ready to put in. How much clarity do you have to be a part of that organization? ठीक है तो starting with your preparation strategy Pranjal, how did you come to know about SEBI? It's not a very, I would say, a common exam like other competitive examinations. How did it happen to you?
So as I told earlier that I was not preparing for SEBI per se. I started preparing for overall general government examinations to be specific for PSUs in my mind because these government examinations like SEBI are not annual exams. We
Right.
cannot expect them that they will come this year and we'll go through it. So I started preparing general numerical abilities, general reasoning, general awareness on a general note for all the government examinations. So I came to know about this vacancy in SEBI from one of my friend, and that too much later in maybe in July. And the vacancy was advertised in March, and it got
Right.
delayed due to COVID. So I got to know about this from my friend. And then also that's a very contradictory thing, that being a finance background person, a chartered accountant, I was pretty scared of SEBI. I had a misconception that it is more for an engineer. That is very contradictory and surprising. And that is only because of my research that I did, that 69 odd or 70 odd engineers were selected last year and only two chartered. So I thought that there is something in this exam that is not being favored for a chartered, and engineers in are a better place to go for it. But later, when I appeared for my phase one and cleared it, I got motivated. I prepared full heartedly and then went about it. And now here I am.
So what an interesting thing to know, Pranjal, that being a CA, you actually felt that probably the exam is favoring engineers, seeing the number of
Right.
engineers selected. Right.
Right.
But right, as you said, all of them, those who have the eligibility, they have the equal footing, they stand at the equal footing, and they can be selected, right? So
Right.
Pranjal, as you said that you started preparing for like government exams, so general your preparation started with as you said, quant reasoning,
Right.
general awareness, you said. So I am assuming that this helped you in your paper one of phase one also. You did not have to
Sure.
specifically like start from scratch, I would say.
Right. Right. Actually, to be very frank, I didn't even prepare for a single day for SEBI specifically. If I talk about phase one, I
Hmm.
was just preparing for general government examinations, and I went for phase one without any confidence for SEBI,
Hmm.
because as I told, I had a misconception that it is not for me. It is
Hmm.
not for a chartered. So I went for phase one. But yes, of course, my preparation for last 2-3 months of general reasoning and numerical quantability, general awareness helped me a lot. And also, I for my technical subjects, I was referring my institute books, my Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, the
Hmm.
material provided by them. So that is a very good material, even for phase one or phase two. That helps a lot.
Okay, so I will come to you for the details about your paper two,
Right.
okay, of both the phases, because that is like the most important part, I would say. But here I would like you to ask that, as you said, you did not do any specific preparation for SEBI. So can you please tell our students about the basic preparation that they must start? They should not, because you know what happens is, what we have seen that students are usually waiting that notification will
Right.
come, then I'll start with like, you know, full throttle preparation. But there should be a base to it, you know. So please shed some
Right.
light on that for
So
your paper one specifically.
So yes, very rightly pointed by ma'am that you can't wait for the vacancy to come up, because it gives us very short period of time after the vacancy is released or advertisement is released. We only get 2-3 months at max. So it has to be a continuous journey. We have to prepare. We have to start preparing from today itself. We can't wait for anything. So for if I say for maths or general reasoning, general ability, uh, the best way is to, I think, to either to subscribe a YouTube channel. There are a lot of YouTube channels available online that helps you a lot, or you can specifically go for any coachings like EduTap, or other platforms are also provide coachings, because through a coaching it becomes easier for a student to have a specific dedicated course. Otherwise, people get distracted, because the course is very huge. Even if we talk about reasoning, maths, there are some specific topics that we have to be strong in for specific SEBI. We can't go, we have to do smart strategy, smart work, and not only hard work.
Hmm.
So subscribing to these coaching institutes helps you a lot. And for general awareness, to be specific, yet again, there are monthly magazines available in the market. We have YouTube channels that works on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. That is all you want to do. You have to do. for general awareness. You have to read newspapers daily. A regular newspaper would work, English newspaper like Hindu or any other, and these YouTube channels. So that is for phase one, paper one.
Hmm.
And if I talk about paper two, being now here comes a slight edge for a finance background person for paper two. Being a chartered accountant or a company secretary or a MBA finance, it becomes slightly easier because most of the subjects we are well versed with, or we have done at some point of time, maybe in our school level or graduation level or professional level. So we just have to revise those subjects like accountancy, costing, taxation. These are all subjects that we have done in some point of time in our life, in our tenure. So just revise them, do some basics, not go and do not delve very deep into it. Just go for basic concepts, have conceptual clarity about everything.
Okay, so I think paper one you have told is gonna help students, right? Generally, you have told that regular practice is required for quant reasoning. You should be
Right.
well versed in it. Then, yes, material is available, free of cost, paid, everything is available. You just have to
Right.
dedicatedly prepare it, right? Then paper two, as you
Right.
said that because you had read and you also said that you refer to the material of your ICI, that
Right.
paper two of phase one and same way the paper two of phase two, these two, the syllabus is same, right? But can you
Right.
point out specifically to the students that here is what difference is, this is the point where the type of questions, as we know, the difference, preparation will be same, but in the attempting, while attempting in phase one and phase two, this would be the difference.
Yes, if I talk about this year's paper, phase one, paper two, and paper two of phase two,
Hmm.
there was a massive difference in the level of paper. If we talk about phase one, paper two, it was very basic paper. You just have to cover the syllabus on the basic terms, basic idea of everything, accounts or economics or management. Or some questions were there from IT as well, computer, general computer, not very deep into it. But if we talk about phase two, paper two, for that you need to have a very conceptual clarity. You have to be well versed with every topic. You have to understand everything. It's not only about mug up or cramming. You have to understand each and every topic. You have to cover everything, every part of the syllabus in order to be confident and in order to be in order to do well. You have to cover everything. So the basic difference was the level of paper. Just, of course, as rightly pointed by ma'am, the syllabus was same, but the level of paper was very different.
But Pranjal, what I feel, I think you would also agree that, see, this time the paper was quite basic. We know this phase
Right.
one, right? And phase two was of good level, as if the required knowledge you had to have. You could not just answer randomly. So there is a chance that probably next year, let's say, SEBI can set the paper of even phase one like that. Students should not
Right.
set this as a precedent that because this was the level of phase one, so I have to prepare it this way only. They have the,
Yes,
this thing that they can set that paper also at that level.
yeah, very rightly said. We have to prepare for both the papers, taking equal weightage. Taking phase one is although it is a qualifying paper, but we should take it as a equal importance. We should prepare it with full heart, full dedication. Do not take it as a qualifying paper. Rather, take it as I would say, a mock paper for phase two.
Hmm.
If you are well versed with everything, take it as a mock paper. Try to score as much as you can, because that in a way you will provide you a very huge amount of confidence when you will enter phase two.
Very helpful advice, I would say this is that just do not take this as a qualifying paper.
Right.
Rather take it as your mock for phase two. That way you will be able to perform better in both the phases.
Right.
So,
Because
hmm,
phase one marks provide us confidence at every level, be it at
hmm,
phase two or in an interview as well.
hmm,
Because when we are facing the interviewer, he has bio data of us. He knows that how has the candidate performed at phase one, phase two. So it provides self confidence and also type of our consistency in the hand of interviewer.
Rightly said. Right. ठीक है. तो Pranjal, out of the 6 subjects of your paper 2, which subject did you find the easiest?
So as I told, I was working as a direct tax professional in EY. So I would say tax, GST plus income tax was easiest for me, although it carried very less percentage of questions. I think only one or two basic questions were there, not very conceptual or many questions were there. But it was a topic that I covered in a single day. I didn't spend much time because I only had 25 odd days. As I told that I started preparing after phase 1. So out of those 25 odd days, I just dedicatedly gave 1 day for tax. And then I would say company law, I used to prepare from the EduTap material on daily basis. Chapter wise preparation, I took the PPT notes available, made available by EduTap, and referred them on daily basis rather than preparing just taking company law and doing it in 2 days. I had a strategy that I'll prepare every subject on daily basis, although it will take me 15 or 20 days to complete my syllabus. But I had this strategy that every subject on a daily basis and then revising it multiple times as much possible.
So this is I would say I was looking for such a strategy, Pranjal, that may I come across a student, a selected candidate who tells that they actually did it. So yes, I would really like you to tell detail in detail to the students, how did you manage? See, although you had the background, but when of course you're preparing for phase 2, we expect even every student has studied the subjects, because no one is
Right.
gonna start the subjects after phase 1, right? So everyone
Hmm.
is at again the equal stage after done with phase 1. So
Right.
please tell, how did you manage all subjects simultaneously? How should students do it so that they can benefit out of it?
So as I knew that accounting, costing, and tax I'm pretty familiar with all these three subjects. So after that, we had two subjects which was something new to me, or which I'll say I'd studied them, like economics and management. We had it in our syllabus in class 11 and 12. But the syllabus, if we talk about of management and economics, were very wide and SEBI. And what we studied in 11 12 was just very basic of
Hmm.
it. So I started with management and economics for first 1 or 2 days. Got familiar with them. Then what all is the subject? How should I go about it? Should I spend 2 3 hours for every subject for management and economics on daily basis, or should I was preparing my strategy that should I be just giving a whole day for management and another day for economics. But after 1 or 2 days, I get to know that it is better that I do all the subjects on regular basis. I made a schedule wherein I think I spent 2 3 hours on management because it was a wide topic and we could score a good marks if we cover it. If we
Hmm.
revise multiple times, it is one of the topics that we can score minimum 90%, if not 100%, minimum
Hmm.
90% we can score. So I started doing management, economics, basic concepts of costing, and I left accounts and tax for the later part of my preparation because I was very well versed with those two subjects. So I was doing management, economics, costing, SFM on daily basis and dedicatedly providing more time to management and economics because they were wide and I was doing it for the very first time.
Hmm.
And it is important that you revise it multiple times. Just read it first. In your first time, just you are reading the subjects, you are watching videos. That helps you a lot, but do not spend very much time just to cramp on the very first time. It's
Hmm.
better that you read it, move on to the next content or next chapter, and then revise it after 2 3 days. The
Hmm.
same topic you did it today.
ठीक है. So what I could understand is, for students who are like, let's say, starting their preparation for phase 2, or even if they want to start with all the subjects together, very first thing is to sit and plan, strategize that, this is my weak subject, identify that this is, as you did that economics management you had studied, but
Right.
the details, I would say, you wanted to study more about economics and management because you had not done it in complete detail. Accounts, as you said, or tax for that matter, that you had covered, so you left it for
Right.
later. So first is identify that which is your weak subject, which you are good at. Then sit and strategize that you are gonna do for yourself, students, as Pranjal is saying. Then make a
Because
schedule.
because
Right.
nobody else can tell you your strategy. It is you. You
Hmm.
know your forte. You know which subject you are better in. So
Right.
it has to be you that has to identify. You have to introspect yourself.
Absolutely. So introspection, I would say, is gonna help you in वैसे तो complete recruitment process starting from phase 1 till
Right.
interview, right? But
Right.
specifically talking about these 6 subjects, you have to find out for yourself. Then make a schedule that even if you want to go for, like, let's say 6 subjects together, or if you want to select 2 subjects together, that the pairing of subject is also, Pranjal, I think you would suggest, is up to students only. They have to identify the
Yes,
subjects.
it is up to them. But I think it is better if you patch a theory subject with a practical subject because you don't get bored in that way.
Hmm.
Otherwise, some people do all the theory subjects simultaneously, and they then after 1 or 2 days they get bored and they leave those subjects and started
Hmm.
preparing for anything else. So it is important that you combine a theory plus a practical subject.
Right. So again, a very, I would say, a useful advice that this also happens. You have started all the subjects that you feel are difficult or easy together, and then you like end up. So better is to make the pairs of the subjects.
Right.
Right. And of course, you have told us about the relevance of revision. Reading,
Right.
cramming is not enough. You have to revise it. So you suggest that you also did this, that you completed one subject, then you came back to the revision after few days.
And not only the subject, actually, I had a very limited time of 25 days.
Hmm.
So what I used to do was, for example, I went through the material of one chapter of management. Then I used to revise it after 2 days itself, not even after completing my management, because completing the whole syllabus of management itself would take me 15-20 days. So
Hmm.
I would not have enough time for revision. So it was better for me that I revise on chapter basis after 2 days.
So, like, I would say regular revision.
Right, right. Regular revision of every subject, specifically the ones you are weak in.
Right. ठीक है. And what about mock tests? Did you also appear in mock tests?
So yes, as I did not have ample of time, I only appeared for 3 mock tests which are conducted by EduTap on Sunday basis, on
Hmm.
weekly basis. So those were the 3 mock tests I appeared in. And yes, mock tests are very useful. I would say those do not take that only 3 are okay with it. You should appear for maximum number of mock tests you can avail from every different materials, different resources, because mock tests helps you identify your weak points.
Hmm. Right.
They help you know that how are you doing, how your strategy and how is your preparation going on, and they also provide you confidence if you are doing well.
So mock test, revision, these two things are gonna help complete your preparation, because just starting off and studying the subject, we'll see, we have to do a smart study, right? Identification is to be done. Use mock test for that. Then at what level you are,
Right,
again use mock test. Do regular revisions to improve that. So I would say
right.
these will complete the preparation.
And one more thing to add up in this, some people have in their mind that mock test they will go for mock test only after completing their subjects or
That's
completing the
right.
syllabus. So here I would like to suggest that do not wait for completing the subjects. Start with your mock test even when you have completed 30-40% of the syllabus. That will actually help you in your time management, your introspection with respect to the subjects that you have done, and that will help you in identifying the key areas or focus areas for the rest 60% of the syllabus that you have to do. And that is very important, because as ma'am told, smart work has to be there. It can't be only hard work. It has to be a mix of smart and hard work. So this is the smart work we are talking about here. Start your mock test at the early stage, and prepare according to the questions that are in the mock test, and also refer the past years that are available.
Very well said. Previous year pattern will suggest you that these are the key areas you should focus on.
Right.
And mock test, as Pranjal said, that he has taken 3 mock tests that were helpful to him, but he said you should take more and more you can.
Right.
That will help you to boost your preparation. ठीक है. So Pranjal, one more thing I would like to ask related to phase 2. How did you manage your English descriptive paper? In this, I hope
So
you
actually, I was
prepared in those days only the same.
right.
Hmm.
Right. I prepared in those days. But as I told you, I was preparing for general government examinations. So I was reading the newspaper on daily basis. You have to be a vivid reader in order to attempt the English descriptive paper in a very good manner. Specifically for essay, I would say. Because essay topics are somewhat related to general economics, current affairs, or very basic general topics like pollution. Sometimes I have seen in government examinations that topics like pollution, global warming comes up. And these are very general topics. You have to just practice for some time, maybe 5 or 10 essays you have to write. You just don't have to prepare in your mind. It is important that you write, and in the same manner that, for example, in SEBI, we have to write in on the computer itself, not physical handwritten. So prepare and practice in the same manner, in the same environment that you will get in the examination. So practice on the computer itself. Write at least 10 essays, I would say, in a time bound manner. And if I talk about comprehension, so I think we all have done comprehensions from basic school level. Of course, the level of comprehension and questions vary now, but I think we all are well versed with it. You just have to practice 2, 3, or I would say 5 comprehensions in last 10 days or so, and that will help you a lot. But practicing is very important. Do not just go into the exam without practicing and assuming that of course we will do it. We are doing it from class 8th or so. That is nothing new to us. Do not take this as anticipation. Practice is well.
That happens actually, Pranjal. Students either are quite confident that English anyhow we will manage, but they forget that English is one thing. You have to follow the format, right? The
Right.
essay, you have the content, but you have limited time. You are typing
Right.
on the keyboard. The interface is also not that friendly, so you come under
Right.
pressure at that time.
Right.
So what
Sometimes
I
people do not differentiate between pressy writing and essay writing. They take both
right.
as equal things. And they do not also take into consideration the word limit. Either some exceed the word limit, or some do not even write half of it. So it is very important that be somewhat equal to the word limit. If we have a word limit of 200 words, then plus minus 5 or 10% is okay, but do not exceed or fall very
Less
much.
on it, right?
Yeah.
So practice is the key, like for English, be it essay, be it pressay, RC, you have to practice at least 5 to 10 essays you should do. Similarly for other things also. But here I would like to ask, do you think, because you were in this habit of reading newspaper, probably you were reading some
Right.
newspaper, so did that help you in the content formulation? Or if one is not referring to newspapers, then how to like come about the content, the things that have to be written in essay?
So yes, I think reading newspaper in a way helps us in a very different ways. First is vocabulary. It helps you improve your vocabulary. Second is, of course, the content formation, how you should go about an article. In newspaper, you should specifically read the articles, the views. In Hindu, we have a different section of our views or our articles. You should read that on daily basis, because those are the things that will help you in I think improving your vocabulary, your articulation of the content, because it is not only the ideas you have. It has to be in a very specific manner that do not have any pause in it. It suits the reader. It should be like reader do not have to spend a very much time to understand your matter. He should like understand in one go.
So
So
flow, it has
the
to be
vivid
there
reader.
basically.
flow has to be good. So being a vivid reader of newspapers definitely help you in all this. But of course, it is not like if no, if a person is not reading newspapers, he couldn't do well. There's nothing like that.
Hmm.
Being of course, most of us are from English medium schools. We are reading, writing English from I don't even remember from which class or which
Hmm.
age group. So yes, you are good with English. You just have to get ideas. Firstly, before starting the essay, point your ideas in a rough page and then articulate it and decide which point have to precede which point.
Hmm.
Do not mix all the points in a very cumbersome way.
So
So use the rough work and spend 1 or 2 minutes for that.
what I could see is, Pranay, from like the entire interaction we've had, you, this is for students also. You have been following a structured approach, okay?
Yeah.
Be it your preparation strategizing, then covering it, or even for that matter, essay writing or anything. So structure, not only when writing, as Pranjal said that he uh, made a structure, rough structure, and then finalized it. So the same
Right.
thing is is actually reflecting, guys, also that I would say that is why he is here today, that you have to follow a plan. So this I have observed, Pranjal, that you have been following a structured approach. ठीक है.
Thanks.
So this is about, I think we have discussed about phase one and phase two. A lot of useful advices, suggestions you have given to the students. I am sure they are gonna benefit. So let's move to your interview now. How did you prepare? How was the experience? Everything you can tell us.
So initially, I had my interview date on 13th of April, but because of COVID, it got delayed and delayed. And in reality, I had my interview on 16th of June. So
Okay.
initially, I had a very limited time till 13th of April. So I referred the material available. EduTab provided some interview material, fodder material for us. So there we have basic SEBI Act, the different regulations, and apart from all the regulations and everything related to securities market, it is important that you are aware about the general economic scenarios, general economics, not only India. You have to be comprehensive and holistic about your preparation for interview. You should also know about the world economics, world geography, what is happening in the economies like US, Japan, China, because these economies have a very great impact on the supply chain, global
Hmm.
supply chain, and India is impacted by that. So be aware about RBI circulars, what RBI is doing right now, what are different census, different surveys conducted by different organizations. That is very important because I'll not say that interviewer will ask you directly that what was there in the survey, but you should know that what does that survey reflect, who conducts that survey, and what is its significance, what conclusion can we draw from that survey.
Hmm.
That is very important. And because our interview got delayed very much, mine was on 16th of June. I got opportunity to read much deep into the regulations. I covered the regulations which were not initially my plan to cover at early stage. I read the insider trading regulations, unfair trade practices regulations. I was regularly reading to business newspapers because uh, business newspaper is the key for interview. I'll not say general newspaper, but for interview specifically, you have to be a vivid and a regular reader of newspapers, specifically for business. So that is an overall strategy. Be holistic in your approach. Do
So
not limit yourself.
newspaper is, I think, yes, for interviews, it is a must. So business
Right.
newspaper, as you rightly said, because see, it is about the organization also that you're gonna join. The general,
Right.
only general thing, general awareness is not only required. You
Right.
should be specific. What SEBI is doing, what are the
Right.
regulations? So RBI regulations also and SEBI regulations, the major
Right.
regulations at least. So
Right.
do you think those regulations helped you in the interview?
No, definitely it helps you because interviewer also asks you some basic questions that are covered within those regulations. So it is important you that you know about the regulations and also know about some terminologies, the market terminologies that are being used by the interviewer or are being used in those regulations. So you have to read the regulations, understand the basic terms, and also read the on SEBI website. We have a very good website wherein circulars come on. I'll say once in a week at least. But because due to this COVID pandemic and different other reasons, we had ample of circulars coming on daily basis. So be regular with those circulars. Do not wait that you will do it on a monthly basis. Be regular and read them because it helps you in understanding the trail. Because sometimes what happens is, for example, a circular comes up today, then there is some problem or some suggestions made by the market intermediaries,
Right.
and so some amendment come in that circular. So if you are a regular reader, you will understand the trail and the reason for that, and that helps you a lot in your interview, because sometimes interview go deep into it, that why this circular has come, or why, or what suggestions do you suggest in that circular. They also ask these. So being regular with those circulars and regulations helps you a lot.
So basically, again, being regular will help you, as you said, to understand the things in a better way rather than just you are downloading all the circulars together and then going
Right.
through them. Right.
Right.
And Pranjal, the interview is usually, mostly, I would say, in SEBI especially, it is your profile based. Like, what is your background? Where are you hailing from? Your work experience, let's say. So, did you prepare some specific questions for that, like for the interview, or uh, uh, your profile based questions? How did you go for it?
So yes, for every interview, you have to firstly, the very first prerequisite is that you should know yourself very good manner. It shouldn't be like you don't know even the questions which are related to you. For example, your strengths, your weaknesses, or why do you want to join the organization. These are some basic questions that only you know about yourself, and you cannot just copy paste somebody else's answer, because that will reflect in your personality or in any other question that you were just bluffing the previous time. So it has to be your answer. You should introspect that what is the actual reason and what are the actual answers. And now if we come to the profile or the background, for example, being a chartered accountant, yes, they of course ask you some questions. For example, they asked me that being an auditor, what are your liabilities to detect the fraud or to prevent them? So yes, this was a basic question that I didn't read for SEBI interview per se, but I had an idea because being a chartered, I have read the regulations, my all Companies Act, standards on auditing, or while conducting audit, I took some considerations into my mind. These all are the things that helped me to answer them. And also there are some questions from your work experience. So you have to prepare a bit about your work experience, that what all have you done while you were working, if you were working, not a fresher. So yes, a basic idea of everything is important.
So, for interview, all in all, we can say that your own profile, your background, basic questions. So, anyhow, you have to prepare about yourself. Then your profile-based questions, and then of course about the organization that you're gonna join. What it does, as you said, regulations. What are its basic functions? These two parameters should be covered.
Apart from the regulation, is of course about the organization, when it was established, why it was established, who's the current chairman, what is the hierarchy, how many departments are there. These are some basic questions that you can't skip. This, you have to be very, very well versed with the organization and its hierarchy and its working.
Right. And what about apart this? I think this will be there on the website, right? About SEBI, everything you can read, refer to the website of SEBI.
Right.
ठीक है. And what about mock interviews, Pranjal?
So yes, I appeared for one or two mock interviews because in SEBI specifically, we do not have very wide opportunities to appear for mock interviews. There are only some specific coachings that provide us opportunity to appear for mock interviews. So I appeared for mock interview conducted by EduTap and one or two other sources as well. So it is, I'll say, it helps you a lot, as in the same way as in your written test, it helps you. it is equally important for the interview. I'll say much more important for the interview, because we all are appearing for a written test since our school level, but interview is a thing which is new for many of us. We
Hmm.
do not know how to stand, how to sit, how to say things. Even if you do not know an answer, there's a way, there's a polite way to say no. So these all are the things, apart from the technical stuff I'm saying, these all are
Right.
some basic stuff that helps, that mock interviews help you to gather.
Right. So I think that was all about the examination. You have told the students about phase one, phase two, interview, everything in detail. So it was a lovely interaction. Thank you so much for your time, Pranjal.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Pleasure was all mine.
And I would like to wish you all the very best for your career ahead. We have high hopes you are going to do really, really good. You have, see, hardworking you have been. That is why you are here. So now I think the same
Right.
will continue. And wishing you all the very best from the entire family, the faculty family, the students. And again, thank you for giving us wonderful suggestions. I really hope students are going to like your interview a lot.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. And I hope everybody to be safe during this pandemic, because COVID, we are anticipating third wave of
Right.
COVID. So be safe.
ठीक है. Thank you. Be safe, guys. Drop your comments below in the YouTube video that you like, and also let us know how did you like the video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.